Hit it, Bojangles. Frick flicks, we're doing frick flicks. We watch bad movies. Oh, wrong chord. Welcome to Frick Flicks.
Wow, thank you. I'm EJ, this is Gabe.
What's up?
And thank you for joining us today, Seppakid, our
Hi,
special guest.
I'm special guest Seppakid.
Yay!
Yeah, go check out his music. You can find him on SoundCloud and on Spotify.
And sometimes even on the streets.
Sometimes even on the streets.
Alright, so there's like the Disney movies, and you have like the heroes and the villains, right? Like princesses, princes, heroes, wicked witches, beasts, villains, Jafars, villains. Okay, so where do they all go after the movies? They became parents, like everybody else, like me, you. We're all gonna become parents and get stuck in a life full of children. So there's the good place. There's a good island.
No, this isn't The Good Place. That's a show on Netflix. This is a different...
I need to explain. So there's a good place, a good island. It's called the United States of Oregon, even though there just seems to be one island. And it's all ruled by Beast, the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. and his wife, Belle. We're going to get into her later.
Yeah.
And his son, he has a son who's Prince. His name is Ben. It's kind of like a mixture between Belle and Beast.
Right.
Goodness.
He's 16 years old, but he's going to be crowned king of the United States of Oregon, which is an elected position. So for Ben's first act, even before he becomes king, he wants to bring 4 kids from an island off the coast of Oregon, which is called the Isle of the Lost, and it houses all of the villains and their children.
I've decided that the children on the Isle of the Lost be given a chance to live here in Oregon.
So the 4 kids that he picks are Mal, the daughter of Maleficent, Evie, the daughter of the villain in Snow White, who's just called Evil Queen, she doesn't get a name, Jay, the son of Jafar, and Carlos, the son of Cruella de Vil. Their parents wanted them to come to Oregon High so that they could steal the fairy godmother's wand to break the barrier, which is over the Isle of the Lost, which keeps people from leaving. And then the villains would get out and basically take over Oregon. So the kids try to get the wand, but it's in a museum, so they can't get it. But they hear that at Ben's coronation ceremony, they're going to be able to get it. So the Mal decides to seduce Ben by using a love potion, which he decides to sing a song about how much he loves her and breaks up with Audrey and takes her out on a date. Meanwhile, Evie learns that she doesn't need to just get a prince, but she also can use her brain to solve problems. Carlos learns that dogs aren't the evil monsters that his mom told him. And Jay learns that sports is cool.
That's it.
Yeah, that's his entire character arc. Right as Ben is getting crowned, the person who steals the wand is not Mal, but instead the fairy godmother's own daughter, whose name is Jane. But the minute that she takes it, it just breaks down the barrier entirely, and all the villains escape. No. All the villains could have escaped, but instead just Maleficent does and turns into a dragon, has a staring contest with Mal, and then turns into a lizard. Yeah.
And then they dance at the end.
And then they dance.
That's
the entire movie, basically. Yeah.
Perfectly.
It was really good, I think. I think that they really I love it when dramatic climaxes in the end are just staring competitions between a really badly CGI dragon and a girl with CGI green eyes.
That's what gets me up in the morning.
Yeah, that's what gets me up at the night. You get the sense, though, that really only Maleficent actually cares about getting off the island and power and taking over. The rest of them are kind of a bit more just like, I don't know, kind of early onset dementia.
Yeah, they're always chilling there. They have like a mini fridge where they are and a TV.
Yeah.
And you always see them just hanging out. They're good friends.
They got their own space. Like, why would they want to leave?
Yeah. There's a lot of quote unquote jokes.
Yeah. Well, there's an amazing joke where Mal steals literal candy from a baby in the opening song, Rotten to the Core. And then her mom congratulates her on it, takes it, spits on the candy, puts it under her armpit, and then orders one of the minions to give it back to the child who lost it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's very bizarre, especially since later on when they're in the limo and they're being driven to Oridon High, there's like a bunch of candy in there and they all act like they've never seen candy before, which I guess you could argue that they've never seen that much candy before, but the fact that they would just take this candy from a baby as like a joke, and it's sort of like this haha, this is funny because it's evil moment, but then make such a big deal out of sweets for the rest of the movie. It feels tonally deaf to me a little bit.
What weird.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's funny because it's like candy. You know, if they got like extremely good Wi-Fi in the limo, I would see how they would be overjoyed.
Oh yeah, but they do complain about the fact that there's no Wi-Fi on the Isle of the Lost.
That's what
There
I'm saying.
is internet.
There's internet.
Yes.
But there's no Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi?
So they could lose their data really fast.
Right.
It really sucks for them.
One episode of Friends a day, that's it.
Yeah, that's all you
You're
get.
done,
Half an
kids.
episode for
Half an episode. Mid-sip. Ross is mid-sip in his coffee, and what's gonna happen? Will he choke? Find out tomorrow.
Like Jay's dad just really wants a genie lamp, which Jay will never find, so he's just gonna steal a bunch of stuff.
Kind of a tragic story.
It is a little tragic.
It's a little
Yeah.
tragic. He steals to please his dad, but he knows nothing's gonna come
Nothing's
from it.
ever gonna. You see what I mean? There's like some weird existentialism in his
Yeah,
character.
it's really sad.
Well, this was the only character arc that I feel like they did very effectively. Is they have Evie go to the island and basically like immediately start going after Cinderella's son, Prince Charming, whose name is Chad.
Chad. Oh, the best character in the movie.
Dude.
His name is actually Chad.
Chad.
And he's a total Chad.
Yeah.
He says what we're all thinking, always. It's like that attitude of like, I know I shouldn't say this, but I want to. He says it. He's Chad. He does not hold back.
I think you're superimposing who you think a Chad should
You know what?
be.
I can superimpose whatever I want on Chad, okay?
Okay.
I'm in love with Chad. Mal constantly wears these horrible leather jackets that ruins every outfit she wears in the movie. It's so disappointing.
The costume design in this movie is of interest. I mean, all of our main characters wear leather. During the opening, I'm like, that would be so uncomfortable to wear that, and you're like running around doing parkour and sweating like majority.
Leather
of us.
pants!
Oh.
It's gross.
Kind of has just like a sweaty vibe at the beginning.
Yeah.
The whole thing is kind of a sweaty vibe. The problem is that the Oridon prep kids are so horrible to each other and the new kids, and like they're really bad, honestly. But they're the quote unquote good kids.
So good and evil is basically dependent on what you call yourself, essentially.
Basically,
It's just status.
It's a status symbol.
Yeah.
You're either good or you're bad.
Yeah.
I thought that the Oridon prep kids would have to like learn to accept like, you know, the what they call the VKs.
But they never do.
Yeah,
They never do.
No.
They seem to be kind of getting along with them because Mal does their hair
Right.
with magic, and that's like the most petty thing, but let's move past that.
Okay.
But then Audrey's grandmother comes in and meets Mal and thinks that Mal is Maleficent, which is a fair assumption because I'm pretty sure that Mal just stands for Maleficent.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's,
She just sort of is Maleficent.
yeah.
Without horns.
Yeah.
We don't get into it.
Not
It's
vaudeville.
race.
She doesn't vaudeville dance enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about that.
That's all right. We're on
We'll
this
get to
tangent
it.
now.
Yeah.
And then immediately is like, oh, you basically ruined my life. My daughter's asleep, and I was asleep for 100 years, and blah. And I think Ben comes up to defend Mal because Ben's into Mal and says, "Oh, but it's not Maleficent. It's her daughter, and she's here at the school." And then the grandma's like, "It doesn't matter. It's all the same." And then instantly after that, all the kids just abandon
And then
them.
Chad!
Chad with the hit! With the slam dunk!
Doesn't he
just-
get punched?
He gets
too?
punched,
He gets
and he's like,
punched.
and he gets all dramatic. His mouth is always like, blah.
He's like,
Who
oh!
punches him? Who punches him?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I think it's Jay.
It might have been Jay.
It was
Yeah.
either Jay or it was Ben.
It wasn't Ben.
Wasn't Ben?
That would have given him
Ben's-
too much character.
That's true. Ben does no character.
He
No.
has character. They just never utilize
They never
it.
use it.
They
He's very
they
flat.
get somewhere, and they're like, nope.
Nah, he
Let's
doesn't.
forget
no,
about
no,
it.
no. Let's keep that for later. They even set up an emotional scene between Lonnie and the kids where Mal's making her love potion, but she has to put it in cookies.
Yes.
And they've never had these cookies before, and they're like, oh, it's different on the island. And they actually get like super emotional. Like all four of them look like they're gonna cry uniformly. And that was really weird. But then Lonnie's like, oh, I didn't realize things were so hard on the island. And she sheds like a single tear, which was the last ingredient to the love potion. So Mal just like takes it off her face and throws it in the potion.
It's kind of awkward. She was like,
Whoop,
oh, there we go.
oh, what? Everything's fine. Okay, bye-bye. Have fun.
Yep.
Good life. But, like, you think that, like, maybe the writers are sort of clumsily setting up the fact that Lonnie's going to, like, turn to be on their side and stuff.
I wish.
But when the Oridon prep kids like kind of ostracize the VKs, Mal gets upset, and so she changes Jane's hair, which she changed to be cool hair, back to her normal haircut, which apparently makes her ugly.
And then everybody goes, ooh!
And Lonnie, who's standing like a little bit off like with the rest of the Oridon prep kids, checks her hair frantically to make sure it hasn't turned back.
Yeah.
So apparently they learned nothing.
Nope.
There's no
She had one moment of humanity, and then it was just scrapped.
It was just scrapped. The rest of the movie.
And it didn't even make any sense. She shows up, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I had no idea it was so hard there. Is my hair okay? Okay, fine. Everything's fine.
Basically, Jay's out there playing this sport that he learns how to do, and it's basically like lacrosse and football mixed with like those Japanese games where stuff's like flying at people. So there's this red zone in the middle, and anytime someone goes in there with the ball, this guy with like this cannon shooter just goes kush, kush, kush. And Jay's doing these flips that you didn't even know he could do. And he's doing like crazy acrobatic stuff with a CGI ball, which looks horrible.
It's the worst.
The ball is constant.
Because everybody's doing like this choreography, and the ball, it just looks horrible, like Windows XP from like years ago. So Jay's going towards the goal, and there's different teams. They got a blue team and a yellow team. So Jay comes in there, and Ben is near the goal looking for the ball, and Jay clobbers Ben, and they're on the same team.
Oh yeah. Well, no, but that's his character development, because they call it out. They're like, Jay, you don't hit people.
I know.
That's what the coach says. And Jay's like, why not? Why don't I want to win? And they're like, no, it's the team that wins. And Jay's like, oh, it's the team that wins.
One scene is really good. So they got the coach just chilling there talking to Jay, and then they have the assistant coach just giving him the googly eyes, and it's weird and it's awkward because you're just standing there and he's just like
he's in love with the coach.
Oh,
there's a man who's just deeply in love with the coach.
We don't know how, we don't know why,
we don't know this guy's name.
But he's just so like into him, like eyes are locked the entire time.
Mal's the main character because she actually has the parent who wants to take over.
She shouldn't have been the. Let's fix the movie real quick, okay? That's what we do. It's frick flicks.
Okay.
Do we need like an intro song interim?
You guys, I've planned this for years.
Okay.
We're